Good morning, everyone. Say good morning to Lukey Duke. There's Luke. There's Lukey Duke. Oh, yeah, climbing up on the couch so that I'm going to have to vacuum it. He only does this when his dad's not around. And I let him get away with it because he's spoiled. Are you a spoiled boy? Can you say good morning? Say good morning to everybody. Say good morning. He's a pretty boy. Oh, he's so pretty. There's my Luke. He's such a good guy. He's such a good guy. So what have I been up to? What have I been up to? Well, yesterday I didn't feel good. So that's why you didn't see me yesterday. But there's the freebie rocking chair that I got. I don't think you guys have seen that since it was done. So that's the one that we picked up on the side of the road and put a little money in the can for. That's finished. And then this one's finished. This is the one that was my boyfriend's mom's. And so that's finished. And the table finally has its finish on it. That's all urethaned. And I started this over here. You can't see because it's so dark here this morning. But that's the other table that I've been working on. So I still have this to do. I'm going to tear this apart this weekend. But yeah, there we go. There's that table, that pretty boy. This table's done. And these two chairs are done. So that's what I've been up to for projects, for fun. That's the fun stuff I've been up to. And other than that, I've been up to a lot of work. We tore down a building, got that taken care of. We're getting ready for winter. Lots of stuff going on. I've got to flip you guys around. So hold on. It is, it says it's according to the clock on the stove. It says it's 5:23 a.m. Wednesday morning, which is the 20th. I have to plug you in. So it is Wednesday, the day that we call Wednesday, the month that we call August, the date that we call the 20th, in the year that we call 2025. And it's still super dark here. All right, let me get just a spot more coffee. Actually, I'll pause you so you don't have to sit around and wait. And I'm back. And to you guys, it feels like I haven't even been gone. Let's see. I guess I should probably lower you a little bit. Maybe tip you down a little bit. And maybe bring you over just a little bit. There we go. So I hope everybody's had a good weekend, good start to their week. We've been right out straight. My mother-in-law right now is actively dying. So that sucks. And this has been going on for a couple of weeks. She and God know when her moment is going to be, but it just sucks. It just absolutely sucks. So, yeah, there's that. It's just very sad. It's just very sad. And it was a year ago on the 22nd that Kenny passed. So, yeah, and now she's leaving a year later. I told him, I said, I realize that you're late to everything, but get your ass by your mother's side because she's on her way to you. It just sucks. It just sucks. So my energy and my thoughts and my prayers have been really with my sister-in-law and my son and my mother-in-law. The last couple of weeks, it's a very sad time. It's a very sad time. My sister-in-law will be, that's it, because it was just her and Kenny. And Roger, my father-in-law, passed away. It will be 20 years ago next month. So my sister-in-law will be all that's left out of her immediate family. And it's just so sad. It's just so sad. My heart breaks for her. All right, let me get a sip of my coffee. Enough of my complaints about my life here. Let's see. I've been unplugged, obviously. I've been very busy. We're getting ready for winter. So I've been very busy doing that. This is the time of year that we always feel the crunch. So there's wood to get in, and there's sheds to organize to get all of the winter stuff up to the front. We have a big dump day coming up this weekend. We only have 2 of them a year. We used to have 3. Now we have 2. Taxes have gone up significantly, and they've taken away our niceties. But we used to have 3 what we call dump days a year, and they used to be a full day. And now we have 2, and they're only from 8 to 12, or it ends sooner than that if the dumpster gets filled. So like you need to be there at 8 a.m. to make sure that you get rid of at least 1 load, because some people really have a lot that they bring. But this is for stuff that you can't get rid of year round. Stuff that you just can't normally take to the dump. So my son got a new mattress for his birthday. So we have an old mattress that we're taking. And, just we're going through things, trying to find if there's stuff that can go to this cleanup dump day. So we've been busy going through everything to see if we can take advantage of that to its fullest. And like I said, we tore down a building. And burnt what we could and hauled off what we couldn't. And yeah, it's just been really busy. Outside house repairs that need to get done before winter. The crunch is on, you guys. The crunch is on. Yesterday it was 40 degrees, which feels pretty cool after going through like a lot of heat, which we've had. We're in a drought here. We've had a lot of heat and high humidity. So the 40-degree night felt pretty darn cold. This morning it's like 50 degrees out there, so it's significantly warmer than it was yesterday. But yeah, lots of stuff going on. Busy, busy, busy. So I've been unplugged because I'm dealing with life, things that we need to do. And then there's my mother-in-law and what's going on with her. And then there's, animals to take care of and a house to clean, and my creative projects, which are very good for me and something that I really need. I need a creative outlet. So that's something that I do for me. It's good therapy. So my creative projects that I've been doing and stuff, I've been pretty busy. So I have been unplugged. What have I heard? Let me see. What have I heard, you guys? There's all the stuff going on with the Clinton investigations, which is exciting. There's all of this talk on the news about, I haven't been updated recently, but about them thinking they see a spaceship behind something that's hidden. I don't know, just a bunch of bullshit, right? Just a bunch of bullshit. So what I want to take a look at, though, because what I witness is that you have a whole group of people that have lost their love for our country, and they wave all of these flags that don't represent our country but represent other countries. What really gets me is that there are a lot of women that do this, and they're clueless. They don't even realize that in those countries that they seem to love more than their own, they would be considered less than the value of the shit on the bottom of these people's shoes. And yet they love that country more than their own. And they see people that have any type of anything out that represents the love of country, like say your flags or anything patriotic. They see people like that as extremists and terrorists and part of the problem. And so this is very concerning to me. I mean, we have our flag out, and in no way, shape, or form am I extreme in anything. I've always walked a middle line, but I love my country. I was raised to love my country. And for as many problems as we have here, I still consider myself incredibly blessed and privileged to be born here, and to have this be my homeland, especially being a strong, dominant, opinionated woman who speaks her mind and doesn't take any shit. I consider myself very blessed to have been born here, knowing how women are treated in other countries. And so I want to take a look at, I consider these people mentally ill. I really do. I consider them all brainwashed, mentally ill, and falling right off the deep end. They are so far left. They've got their head so far up their ass that they're struggling to breathe. It's just absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. And I also find it very disgusting. I'll be honest. I'm very disgusted by these people that seem to not love their country. And I've been at a point here for a couple of years where I just feel like if you don't love this country, move. Leave. Because if you don't love the country that you belong to, that is the last really freestanding country. I mean, I realize there are other countries that are kind of free, but we still enjoy more freedoms than you do. For instance, our guns, which is a big one for me. Because we should be able to protect ourselves. Everybody should. And when you take people's guns away, crime goes up, because the criminals know that there's they can just do whatever they want, and they're not going to get shot and killed in the process. So crime goes up, and so that's a big one for me. So yeah, we're blessed. If we're living here, we are blessed. And these people that seem to hate this country for what it stands for, and they've bastardized, how we even got here. They call us it's colonizers, and no, we were settlers. We came with the shirts on our backs and maybe a few belongings, our ancestors, and fought the open terrain and pegged out a life and worked for what they got. You know what I'm saying? So everything's just been bastardized and inverted and turned upside down on its head. So let's take a look at the mental health of the people that seem to hate this country. And see if, if there's going to be anything that brings them back to some form of just logical thinking. I mean, and not being so far down into this brainwashing of, I mean, they think if you voted for Trump, you're a terrorist. If you love your country, you're a terrorist. I mean, it's just ridiculous how just the ordinary, middle-of-the-road person is looked at today. And of course, then the extremists don't help any, because the extremists scream the loudest. So with anything you have far to the right or far to the left, and of course the people way far to the right, you've got these asshole racists out there running their lips, and you know, I mean, they scream the loudest, and they don't represent me. Let me tell you what, they don't represent me or the majority of this country, I don't believe. So let's see if people, let's see the pathway to the people that have somehow been talked into thinking that if you want to make this country great again, if you have voted for Trump, if you are conservative-minded in any way, if you exhibit signs of patriotism, that you're the problem. Let's see how the people that look at just the ordinary folk that just want a better country and do love their country. Let's take a look at the people that see anyone like me, basically, as the enemy. Let's look at their pathway, because it's concerning to me. It really is. I mean, this nation has been, they have managed to divide us in every which way. It's sickening. So let's take a look at these people that still think that anyone of any type of conservative mind is the problem. Let's see their pathway to mental health, because obviously I believe they're mentally unwell to believe that about everyone, and to have such negative feelings towards their own country. I feel that that's mental illness living here. If you live here and you're blessed enough to live here, as lucky as we are, for all of the problems that we may have, we're still very blessed. If you live in this country and you hate this country, I think you're mentally ill. So let's take a look at their pathway to mental health. Please and thank you. Just show me the pathway to the people's mental health who seem to hate this country right now. Please and thank you. Just the pathway. It's saying that's going to end. It's saying people are going to come back into some form of balance. It's saying vibrations are going to lift. All right, so their pathway is saying that it's going to be uncomfortable, but they're going to start peeking their heads up, and they're going to start maybe listening to what's really going on as the moon reveals some things. They're going to go through a state of incredible discomfort, but this way of being is going to end. This hate of country is going to end. And people will start coming together. They're going to be more balanced. There's going to be a more balanced way of feeling. And the vibrations will lift when particular information rises up. So let's just shuffle them a little bit more and get a little bit of a story around it. I want to get a little bit of a story around the balancing that's coming in. Well, all right. So the story about the balancing that comes in, there's going to be tangible with the Page of Pentacles, that's something that's very tangible, right? So you can see it, feel it, touch it, taste it. It's the obvious. It's a tangible thing right there in your hands. So they're going to come up and they're going to hear some chatter and some talking about things that kind of bring them back into balance, balances out the way that they feel about things with the information that comes up. And there's going to be enough tangible proof, evidence, that they can literally, like, very much hang their hat on with this Page of Cups. And they're going to see that this tangible stuff that comes out, the information, it's stuff that has been taking place over a long period of time. So it's going to be undeniable for them, I guess, is what we're seeing here. There is, you know, there's disclosure coming all the time, and this stuff with the Clintons and Obama coming into the news. But I personally know people that are just whacked. And when I say whacked, I mean they are whacked. They're just whacked. It seems like their brain has been, you know, fried. Like you can't talk to them reasonably, you know what I mean? You can't even produce evidence reasonably. And this has been going on for 5 years. You couldn't show them evidence that the masks didn't protect them, and that I'm not going to pretend to be sick and make myself sick by wearing masks to make you feel better or whatever. You couldn't show them the evidence, they wouldn't look. You couldn't show them the evidence about the jabs, they wouldn't look. You couldn't show them the evidence that the pandemic had been planned for a long period of time, they wouldn't look. You can't show them the evidence that Trump really isn't Hitler and the things that he's been doing. He's actually done some good things, they won't look. So even with the disclosure, with the craziness, I just haven't seen how this would change things. But right now it's saying that it will be so tangible, and they'll see that it's gone on for a long period of time with this Knight of Pentacles, that they will be uncomfortable having to look at these truths, but it will bring some of them back into balance. It really will, it's saying. You can hear in my voice, I'm sure, how doubtful I am. And it's just because of what I've seen. I mean, I need to start seeing some of these people not be so caught up in the hating of their own country and the hating of anybody that loves their country, and literally hating anybody that doesn't vote Democrat. Just so strange. It's just so strange to me. And then they'll be like, well, they all think we're the problem. And it's like, I've never hated anybody just because of the way they voted. I mean, I strongly disliked Obama. I don't want to say I hated him, because, you know, but I strongly disliked Obama. I know so many people that voted for him and loved him, and I didn't hate them. I strongly disliked Bush and baby Bush. And I knew so many people that voted for him and loved him. And I never hated them. I've never seen in my lifetime it's just amazing to me how they've really shifted everybody into this, like, if you're not exactly like me, I hate you type of mentality. It's crazy. So I would like a conversation downward, please and thank you, because this country it's still very divided. I know a lot of people are coming to the front and they're waking up every day. I realize that. Because I also see that. But I also see a lot of the opposite of that. So, the absolute opposite of that. And I'm telling you, it's really hard for me. I don't even want to go out into the public because I overhear conversations that are so ridiculous. And I'm like, I'm that person that has a hard time keeping my mouth shut. I'm just so outspoken. I'm outspoken and I'm honest. And, you know, I realize you have to pick your battles. I've learned over the years. There was a time I wouldn't have been able to keep my mouth shut at all because everything just came spilling out of myself. Sometimes I was as surprised to hear what was coming out of my mouth as the person hearing it. But I've done a lot of work around, you know, I've done a lot of work around that. So I don't always just spit out what's on my mind, but it's really hard when I know a truth and I hear people talking about lies and I can prove the truth and for me not to say anything. So it is hard for me. I do better. I was just telling my son the other day that I'm really grateful I'm not doing the shows anymore. I stopped doing the shows in 2020 because I refused to wear the masks. And a lot of them were canceled anyways. But when they did start bringing them back out again, I didn't do it because they were still asking for masks. And some wanted proof of vaccines and whatnot. And I never got back into the show scene. And I'm really glad that I haven't because I'm sure I would be just surrounded by people that... Because now, when I used to do shows pre-2020, nobody there was talking about politics. Nobody there was talking about any of this bullshit. And now, you can't go anywhere. People don't talk about flowers and trees and birds and butterflies anymore. They don't talk about anything other than, like, just a regurgitation of propaganda. And so, I am super glad I'm not doing the shows because people can't have regular conversations. It's pathetic. So let's take a little look. I want a conversation downwards around, you say, all right, you say that they're going to go through a period of discomfort, but that they are going to come back into balance because information is going to come up that's very much provable and provable that things have been going on for a long time, which is going to kind of recreate a way that people feel that's going to end this hatefulness towards country and people that love the country or whatever. But I need a story around that because here we are, it's August of 2025. Disclosure has been happening. Granted, not, you know, not everything that like people like you and I know, but it's been happening and people are still like sideways. So let's take a look. Conversation around these people coming back into balance and not hating their country or the people that love it. Please and thank you. Same story, you guys. So it's the same story. The children will unite everybody. It will be the wake-up call. So what we have here is they're going to come up from where they've been living here in the ocean, right? In like this dream state about how things actually are. They're going to come up from the surface. They're going to hear the rumblings. The moon's going to reveal things and end things. They're going to come up. It's going to be really uncomfortable for them. But they're going to be brought back into a state of balance because information is going to come up. That is based on things that have been happening on the earth plane for a very long time, and the proof is going to be more than evident. The proof of what? The proof of some pretty bad things. Really, really bad things. With the Seven of Cups. And a lot of icky things. And something that none of us really know. Because there's a surprise there in that Seven of Cups. And also something, you could also interpret that as a surprise that comes out that helps people be safer, because that is outlined in red, and that is the root chakra, and the root chakra is connected to the earth, and that is that chakra where we either feel very safe or it's off balanced and we don't. It's where we have that safety, can meet my needs type of feeling, that anchored feeling of I can do this, I can meet my needs, I'm safe here. It's also courage and passion and things like that, vitality. So there's going to be a lot of information that comes out about some icky things. And then here we have that Six of Cups, and that's my child card. So it's two children, and it's also the crumbling of society around these two kids. So what I would say is they're going to see very tangibly how there was icky plans to destroy the country, the countries, and also icky things that were done to the children. And then this is like a very karmic time, you guys. So we've got these higher arcana cards with the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment, saying that this is like part of the karma. It's karmic times, and that the bad people, everything that's been inverted will be turned back around and righted with this Wheel of Fortune, right? So things will be righted. So they'll see the icky things, they'll see the inversion, they'll see the deliberate destruction of cities, towns, countries, throughout the world, because that's the Page of Pentacles. You know, the Pentacles are the world. So not just here, but the world. And they'll see the inversion, and they'll want to end this cycle. This is like the wake-up call with Judgment, seeing these icky things that have been done to children, and the inversions, and the bad people that have had these terrible plans against our countries and the world. We'll wake the people up. I mean, these people have just climbed up out of their coffins. They've literally woken from the dead, right, with Judgment. So that's going to be kind of what wakes them up and brings them into that balanced state. So it's telling me more of the same. It always tells me basically this. So let's shuffle these all in, because I know that you folks tell me that you don't see enough of the waking up, and you know, I know that we all see still a lot of ridiculousness. Although I am blessed because I do see the waking up, because my boyfriend does have, you know, like, he wears the Make America Great hat again outside. He wears the Make America Great Again hat almost everywhere that he goes. And, you know, he's got the unrig hat that he wears, and a lot of people comment in a positive way, or give him a thumbs up, or come up and whisper, because they don't want everybody else to hear him, but they're like, hey, I like your hat. So we do see that there are people waking up, and people that are aware. And I belong to like the main, I follow our main sites like Walkaway Maine and Maine Wire. And I look at the comments on there, and I do see that people in my state are saying enough is enough. So I'm seeing that. So I do see the waking up, but I also personally just know people that, I mean, they call anyone that voted for Trump maggots. Anyone that voted for Trump right now, the new thing is anyone that voted for Trump right now, they're calling them all maggot pedos. So, you know, an entire population of people that just want their country to be strong are now being called maggot pedos because some people are sideways crazy. I just don't understand it, you guys. It's so disheartening. It really is. So, I get the same story. So can you show me, have things changed as far as the amount of people that will stay in this asleep state? Can you just show me a story around the people that will stay asleep in this state of just hatefulness and just, can you just show me that, please, and thank you. All right. So we begin the story of the people that stay asleep, that are sleeping, with the emperor. And the emperor represents for me, he's the divine masculine, as you folks know. He's also the 4. So that's physical work that you do to create balance. Within the world, within your life. And so then we have the Ace of Cups, which is a lot of feelings. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which is our war card. And then you have this 5, which is absolute chaos. So I believe what they're telling me is that, because we're looking here at the Emperor, and then we come down to the chaos, there are just some people that are always going to look at, that have these feelings of chaos and hate, and they're unstable. These people are unstable, and they're always going to have these warlike feelings towards this country. Because they're unstable with this chaos card, right? And these feelings are strong because the cup runs over. And we're talking about people that are going to stay asleep. So you have to look at this a little differently than you would. You know what I mean? Because it's going to represent the question. So they're always going to look at these leaders of this country, or this country, and the work that it takes to bring this country back into balance, as bad. As they're going to see the work going in to create balance here as bad. They're going to have an overflowing feeling, passionately warlike feelings towards our leaders, because they're in a state of chaos. They're unwell. So you're telling me, I believe, that the people that will stay asleep truly are just mentally unwell. It's not just that they've been manipulated. The ones that will stay in this state would be considered mentally unwell. Hateful, when you add the passion to the chaos, when you add the overflowing cup to the passion and the fire and the chaos, it's culminating into like literally mental unwellness and just hate. And so that's the story with the ones that will just stay that way. They're not, for lack of a better way of putting it, I hate saying it this way because it sounds like I'm judging, and I'm not judging, but for lack of a better way of putting it, these people in general just aren't the greatest people. They're just not the nicest people. They're just not very nice people. And they thrive in this type of atmosphere. Is that what you're trying to tell me about the people that will stay asleep? They just kind of thrive in that atmosphere. That's who they like being. That's who they are. They're just overflowing with rage and chaos, and they're going to see anybody that tries to create balance in a world or fairness in the world with hate. Is that what you're saying? That these people just aren't well? They never will be. They're just kind of stuck in a place of hate. It's sort of just dark energy people. Is that what you're saying? Please and thank you. Big old yes, you guys, with that Hierophant. A big old yes. That's my Higher Arcana card, giving me a yes to the answer. And backing it up with the 5. The people that will stay in this state are just total chaotic, totally chaotic. The other thing about them is that they like to feel superior over others. And so you would talk in that regard, you'd say narcissistic, right? Narcissistic, abusive people. This is my power hungry card, bad systems, right? Power hungry, like to rule over people, very, very narcissistic. So yeah, they're just going to be the people that stay in this state of ridiculousness just aren't the greatest people in the world. And they're going to stay there because they like that. They like to be hateful. They like the chaos. They like to be hateful. That's at heart, because the Ace of Cups represents our hearts. At heart, that's who these people are. So I fear that I know some of them. I mean, it's crazy. I know at least one that I would say the more I hear the hatefulness that comes out of this person, the more I think at heart he's just hateful. It's sad. I mean, we grew up with him, and it's, to me, that's sad. But I guess if he likes living in hate, whatever. It's on him, I guess. All right, so with all of that being said, give me some. I've been on here about 45 minutes, just checking into the people that are, I don't even know how to describe them at this point. I just don't, I don't have the words to describe it. I really don't. So, thank you very much for that information. Now that you've given us that information, how about a universal message to end this off with? Just a universal message that you think we can most benefit from hearing today. What is the conversation that you would like to start today? Please and thank you. would say on the cusp of what we checked into, which are these people that seem crazy to me. Let me get a sip of my coffee. It's like 6:08, so this will be the last read because it is light now finally, and I need to go out and do barn chores. But what they're leaving us with, you guys, is the energy driving the reading, the energy driving the pathway. Let me move that just a little bit more. There you go. The energy driving the pathway, you guys, is the Four of Swords, and that's a higher vibration. So swords are always about vibration, technology, words, thoughts, ego, right? So the Four of Swords is what's driving. That's the biggest energy that we have that's moved our pathway, okay? And so what they're saying is, this is like an answer into a prayer. We have information, but we're praying for more. We have enough, but we're praying for more to come up. And so more will come up, okay? So answering our prayers and lifting vibration. So vibration's going to lift, information's going to come up, balance is going to come in. That's the whole driving force behind this pathway, all right? Now, the pathway is the star. For me, that is our alliance. That is our team play for those who really do have our highest and greatest good for intentions. That's the alliance, you guys. It's like it's 17, it's Q, okay? So this is where miracles happen. The star represents miracles, where miracles happen. She is walking between worlds, okay? She's got her foot in the water, her emotions. She's grounded to the land. Part of her is on the land. She has the star right above her, pulling in the heavens, right? And she's alchemizing things and creating something better. Not so much alchemizing, but working miracles through water, right? Like she's using our elements to create. This is 17. It's Q. So vibration's going to lift. Information's going to come up. Brought to us by Q, you guys, who are working very hard to raise vibration, because that star is there to raise the vibration for people right over that crown, right? To level out people's emotions, because she has two jugs. She has two jugs. To keep people well grounded, because she's part on the earth, and to help people get in touch with their emotions, keeping their emotions level. So even though they're doing things to be emotionally triggering, it's all to create a bit of balance, because she actually is balancing the emotions, but she's got to pour them out to do that. So Q is literally pouring out the emotions to bring in the balance and lift the vibration. So things are going to come up. Things are going to shift because of Q and the way they're trying to do things in a way that's beneficial and actually lifts people up with this star, where miracles happen, rather than in a way that's destructive. Do you know what I mean? So above that, Q has been laying groundwork and doing things. 7 is up there, says, seek the knowledge, seek the truth, seek and ye shall find. The physical proof that 17 has actually been at work. So 17, our good military, doing groundwork. Okay, grounding in new things and laying a lot of groundwork. So they're saying stay focused with the Page of Wands. Stay very focused. We are strong. Stay focused because heaven is being ground into this world. Higher vibrations, better things, a higher state of knowing, an awakening, right? With her crown opening up with the infinity symbol right over that. To tame this beast. Okay? To tame the beast. So stay focused. We are strong, and this is happening. The beast is being tamed. By who? By 17. 17 is taming the beast. So stay focused on the death and the rebirth that is happening here on the earth plane. And understand that we're going through a phase. What's up right now is death. Death comes in and you see all the ugliness. That's how people make change. With death, it shows you this ugly bullshit that needs to go. And it goes through, it rears all this ugliness up, and then it just kills it off so that something better can come in, for lack of a better way of saying it, you guys. So we're going through this death phase right now. So stay focused, we're strong, we're actually taming the beast. 17 is taming that beast. 17, you know, the good military is working here in the physical journey, you guys, to show the ugliness so that it can be cleaned out and swept away. And we can bring in a lot better way of being here on the earth plane with this King of Pentacles. Death comes in and gets rid of the sick, the ugly, the diseased. And then above death, we have the King of Pentacles, which is all about the green, right? So the King of Pentacles is very fair. So death is going to show what? How unfair things were to bring in the fairness. Death is going to show what? How dirty the food supply is to bring in cleaner food. Death is going to show how dirty the money is to bring in a better way of doing the money, right? So death is exposing all of this stuff that the king represents here on the earth plane. And that's what we're going through right now, you guys. So they want us to stay very focused, know that the beast is being tamed to bring in the better, to bring in all of the good stuff that this earth actually has to offer. We've got to stay focused. Because what we're going through is this death phase, but we actually do have an operation that's going on, laying lots of groundwork, has completed a lot of stuff, is bringing in new stuff, is taming that beast, and is working to bring the miracles and bring the balance back to everything that is here on the earth plane that is abundant, our food, our health, our wealth, fairness, and leading with a higher and greater good. So stay focused, because this is just what we have to go through right now. And it's actually part of what we are praying for, because in order to lift vibration, you do have to clean out what's not working, right? So stay focused. And I'll just let him give us a couple more cards and we'll be done, you guys. One more. All right, so covering 17 this is my alliance card. 17 would be like where the miracles happen, the good military. And this is my alliance. This is what you would call, for me, when I was in my 20s, I learned about the secret societies. So I learned about the good secret societies as well as the bad ones, right? And so for me, in this deck, the Emperor represents those good secret societies that have been working on humanity's behalf for a long time. Long before anybody was saying the words white hats. Long before anybody was saying Q. Long before that, the Alliance has been working. And so the Alliance has just come over on stay focused, right? He's touching stay focused, the Alliance. The Alliance is touching strength, overlaying strength, right? So the Alliance is working to tame the beast. The Alliance is working with Q, right? The military, to break new ground and ground in new things all the time. So stay focused on the fact that we do have a group of people working on humanity's behalf, you know, ones that you may never even know or hear about, secret societies. And then we do have 17, we have our good military and whatnot. So we have this huge operation going on. So stay focused on that. Stay focused on all of these good things. And seek the proof, because the physical proof is there. That things are changing and there is work being done. And so then we have the Ace of Cups. And this is a very loving card. That's from a heart space. So know that the Alliance is coming, is taming the beast, grounded in heaven, working with Q to break new ground and lay out a lot of groundwork to restore everything that's good on this planet, and wash things clean with this Ace of Cups, which overflows to wash things clean. So washing our food clean. It's not just about the military taking out the bad guy. It's really about restoring everything good upon the planet. Washing things clean, getting things healthy again, getting things good again. And this is touching the groundwork being laid. So some things have already been washed clean, you guys, and more will be. But the Ace of Cups is washing the ugliness that death is showing clean, right? And this all comes from a heart space, from people that really are genuinely loving at heart and want something better for this planet and humanity. And then right over that, we have this is a war. And so that's laying right over our 17 card. Our Knight of Wands is telling us this literally 17, the good military, has literally been fighting a physical war to wash things clean and restore the good stuff on this planet. The physical war led by the Alliance, fought by 17 to tame the beasts. So stay focused and know we are in a war still, and death is revealing the ugly, but they're working to wash it all clean, you guys. And then we have the Magician that's touching the journey. So know that a lot of what you're hearing and seeing in the physical journey is an illusion. Know that a lot of things with this Magician have already started over. They've begun fresh. Again, this all lines up with that grounding heaven into earth, those higher vibrations, because that Magician is grounding heaven into earth, has many tools, has started something new, but is creating an illusion, okay? So know that there's a lot of illusion in this physical journey, but they're telling us that that good things are happening here, even though we're having to like physically go through day to day with a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of illusions around this war, around the things that 17 is, they're letting you know, if you follow the Q drops, what these illusions are, right? So you're going to know the illusion before it is brought to the physical, before it's advertised on the news or whatever it talked about. But you got to keep in mind that the Alliance feels as though this illusion is, they feel as though in this war, the illusion is necessary. So the news isn't for us, don't get caught up in the illusion, right? Because wishes are being fulfilled and cycles are being ended via the illusion, and the ugly shit that everyone's seeing and putting up with and having to deal with, to move humanity into those better days under that vibration of love. So that's our message as we end that out. So we looked at people that will continue to wake up, and because of what they're going to see, the balance will balance them out, seeing the truth about things. We looked at the fact that some people are just hateful and they like being hateful and they're going to stay there. And we've looked at this, the message of hope that that we were given. So, you know, keep doing our part, right? We have to keep doing our part in the physical journey and staying focused. So keep putting your John Hancock on things. Keep getting out to vote. Keep getting out to, you know, fight for the causes that you're passionate about. There are so many. Here in Maine, there are so many. I'm sure there are so many everywhere. I was just talking to somebody. Where is she from? I forget. Somewhere in the United States. And even though I think she's out west. Even though she's out west and I'm all the way up here in Maine, and Maine is much more rural, and you would think things were different here than when you get into these bigger states with a higher population and bigger cities and stuff. And we were talking, and we're dealing with the same problems. We're dealing with the same problems all throughout this country. And so, yeah, the same problems that she has there, I have here. And so there's so many causes. And I know that the same things that we're dealing with in the States, other people are dealing with within their countries. And there's so much, but we've got to stick with it. We've got to stay focused too and stick with it and continue to do our part. Because we always get that too over and over and over again, that we the people need to be involved and work to make change too. If we're not involved, then the alliance and our leaders just look like dictators. And we don't want dictators. We want to be actively involved in the change, right? So I want to just shuffle that all in, and I want to ask them if I've done a good job delivering the messages today, all of the messages today, if I've delivered them to the best of my human abilities. Please and thank you. How did I do? How do you feel about the way I delivered the messages today? Please and thank you. And then I'm going to get off and go do barn chores. One more shuffle. How did I do? How did I deliver the messages today? Please and thank you. Did I do okay? Please and thank you. Oh, they want to tell us something else. Okay. So, I delivered you some stuff, but they want to tell us one more quick thing. So I'm going to let them real quick with that too. So with the two, I've delivered a good message. I've delivered a good balanced message, but there's something else that they want to say as we move forward here on the physical journey. And don't forget, you guys, that as you want to say this, I've already been on an hour and I've got barn chores to do. My girls want food, water, hay. They want to be opened up, and they want pats. So let's keep that in mind, please and thank you. So yeah, let's see. Something that they want to say about moving forward as we assess things. So let's look real quick. As we assess things and we move forward, what do you want to say? King of Pentacles. Okay, so it looks to me like what they want to say is we're assessing things and moving forward. It's going to look as if, okay, so first off, let's just start with the downward motion, you guys. So we've got the King of Pentacles here, who is very fair. He's very fair, and it's all about the earth plane. Like I said before, it's all about the abundance on the earth plane, and very fair. And so we have very fair leaders that want to bring in some balance and some an easier way of being for people that have struggled, right? That have truly struggled. So now we're going to look at it. So we've got leaders that want to create something much more balanced and easier for everybody, right? And so this is as we move forward, as we assess and we move forward. So we have leaders, we have people in positions who are very fair, coming from a very fair heart space, from a good heart space, you guys. That want to wash things clear and have people's cups overflowing. But there's a warning in this, okay? In order to do this, there is going to be more chaos, they're saying. There is going to be chaos coming, moving forward. So I feel like there's more to that. So let me shuffle. And remember that chaos coming towards us is going to feel very hard, because this card touches that as well. But it's part of clearing things. But we do have some chaos coming. So let's go into a couple more cards. See what else they want to say there. Chaos incoming. It's part of it. It's just part of it by the look of things. They're leaving us with something good. They're warning us we have some chaos incoming, okay? And it's part of what has to happen to wash things clear. There's some fighting, some chaos incoming, and it is what it is. So, but they're leaving us with people have worked together, they've come together, and like making deals and marriages, and they've been working together for a long time through these deals, these marriages, to bring something new. So rejoice, to bring in a better way, a more healed way to birth new things here on the earth plane. But know that in the coming days, as we assess and move ahead, things might get a little chaotic, you guys, and might not feel the greatest. Sorry, I think I moved that too far out of your line of view. But with that, five of rods, like that's physical chaos. So they're just giving us a heads up. Things are maybe going to get chaotic and bumpy, infighting, fighting, coming along the way as we move forward. But remember that people have been, like, keep in mind they're ending with the fact that people have worked together. Fair people have worked together for a long time. For a long time, you guys, with that Knight of Pentacles. To wash things clear, you know, to bring healing to this chaos, and to bring fairness to this earth plane. Okay, so just expect incoming chaos. Just expect it. Be prepared for it. All right, so now, how are we doing now? Can I be done? Have I delivered the message pretty good? Because my goats are probably a little pissy right now because it's broad daylight at this point, and I haven't opened them up. So how are we doing? Have I delivered the messages now? And can I be done? Please and thank you. One more shuffle. Yes, I can be done. And I've done a good job delivering the messages. I've gotten them all to you. So with that Ace of Swords, secondary message to that, you guys, giving me the, yes, I delivered those messages the way they would like me to, and I've said everything that they want us to know, that they think is important for us to know today. Secondary message to that would be, well, there's 3 messages here. So that's my yes. And then new things are on the way. Fresh starts are on the way, right? And then the 3rd message would be continue to open up your crown. Continue to see the abundance, because abundance is hanging off the crown. See it, know it, feel it, and lift your own vibration. And this is driven by fire, even though it's a sword being driven by air. There's also a little bit of fire in there. So this is very fast moving with this Ace of Swords. So work to keep your vibes high, you guys. And they're probably giving us our answer and ending it with this, because they said there is some incoming chaos on the way. And so they want us to keep our vibrations high and our minds clear, right? Because they also did tell us that a lot of stuff is an illusion. All right, you guys. So until next time, I love you all very much. I hope that you have a beautiful day. Enjoy these last days of summer if you are experiencing summer. And wherever you are around the world, just, enjoy the present moment. Enjoy the season that you're in. Enjoy the beauty around you. Keep lifting your vibration. Keep seeing the world that you want. Keep filling yourself with love and healing. Fill the world with it. See it coming out of the earth, touching everything upon the earth and going out into the ethers. Heal your emotions. Do your shadow work. Keep your vibes high. It starts with us and it spreads out. And do the physical, being involved locally and on a local level and making changes and, doing what we can do to make this world a better place. Starting with us and moving outward. All right. I hope that you found some value in this. I love you all very much. I hope you have an amazingly beautiful day, and I will see you all soonish. All right. Take care. Bye.